Hello and welcome to my next live stream. So I play on 3 minutes now for about 5 or 6 minutes. I play against Axelius. It's a very nice game. Now I would like to see how I can break here. Let's try. Yeah, it's very good for me. Let's try to break just with d5. Okay, knight c5 is possibility, but queen b2. I'll try to get something there. Okay, let's open the game. I don't want to give him my bishop, yeah, but I'm low on time, so I will now. I sent 5 minutes. Yeah, okay, I'll try to take a look. I'm very low on time here, so please, let's try to get this one, h4. Not to get checkmated. Let's try with queen b8, queen d6, bishop c5, some kind of a things there. Queen b8 is a check, queen d6 is a check, bishop c5, bishop g5, now queen e7 is a mate. Okay, queen a3, rook c1, let's check. Oh, I missed. Yeah. It's a chess on 3 minutes, so when you are completely winning, you are not. Let's see. Okay, standard 5 minutes rated. Okay, let's try. Hi, dear Maximilian. Doing simul tonight? Denvio, hi. I'm not sure because my friend, also the FIDE master, Dark Horse, tried to ask me if I like to play some kind of a match against him. So probably we will play for about half of an hour, some mini match, 3-5 minutes. We'll see how this will going, and I hope you guys will have fun. So let's try to wait for a couple of minutes, playing for 3 minutes today, and then we'll see what will happen. I'm really hoping that he'll be there for quite a few minutes really. So h6, okay. I don't want to give him the option. Zaborski, thanks, you too. Make a live stream. Please take a look. Okay, so these kind of the positions are very nice for me because I'm a player. Okay, I'm a player who really likes to be, you know, as I mentioned before, very active. I would like to get some kind of the initiative, and basically when I get a bishop pair, it serves me very well. So I know how to be, you know, offensive. I know how to attack. I like to get the initiative, even if this is related with some kind of the sacrifices. Here, to be honest, I'm not sure how good the white position is, because I get a bishop pair. He still didn't go for anything on the king side. I have very important piece, my dark square bishop, which is for sure the best possible defensive piece, and without the opponent's dark square bishop, who can at some point exchange this bishop, it is very hard to believe that white will manage to get any kind of the counterattack on the queen side, on the king side. Now I want to get some kind of the play on the queen side, and because of that I would like to get some offensive moves. Well, let's start with queen d5. So it's a nice positional move because I bring the queen on a great square, d5. First of all, I blockade the d pawn, I attack the knight, and my possibilities are now related with the play on the queen side. So first I would like to get my bishop also in the play by getting the bishop on g4, but I was thinking then knight e5 will be made by bishop e5, d5, queen e5. It's not possible. Yeah, let's go for a bishop g4. If he goes for knight e5, I'll just exchange everything, get the bishop on e6, knight b7, and let's try to get some kind of initiative on this e5 pawn. Also, I would like to get my pieces on a better squares. Okay, if he goes for something like this, let's get for queen d6. Okay. Now I want to get bishop on d7 and then possibly to go for something there. So knight e5, okay, let's go for a bishop e6. Now let's go for the knight with d7, hanging in yeah, h6 will hang, sure, but because of that I don't want to get my bishop for now. Knight e4, okay, and if I go for the queen d5 he'll go back, but then I can go for a queen a5, or can I do something else? Queen d8, he'll go for the knight c5. Okay, let's go for the queen d8. There is still, okay, not any kind of the problems for me here, because without the dark square bishop, as we mentioned before, it is hard to organize something there. Okay, knight c5 is a good move, but if I just get a bishop back, I will just push those knights away by just playing b6 probably, and bishop to b7 and knight bd7 and c5. So let's see, it's just slight initiative that white has here, but it is not very nice for him, or it is nice at some point, but here I don't think that is something that have to worry me very here. So yeah, now you see knight g6 is a possibility there, so I have to be cautious. Let's go for the queen d6 again. Okay. Did I miss now knight g6? Because I cannot defend this pawn. Yeah, I missed this. Knight g6 is now the move. But okay, let's maybe take the pawn on d4. So let's go for something like this. Yeah, I push slightly too much here. It is very good position now for him. Yeah, knight g6. Now I'm in trouble. I give him my pawn on g6. Yeah. Now I'm in really big problems. But let's see. It's a 3-minute game, so anything is possible there. Okay. Now can I take on g6? I have to take because I don't have any other moves there. Then queen f7 and I will lose my rook. Yeah, I'm busted here. Yeah, very nice, very nice game from, yeah, I have to resign. Very nice game. Okay, I will not have the game with my friends, so I will host a new simul now, and let's see how this will work. Maximilian, dear Maximilian, please try to get here, try to play some exhibition, try to go for something like the simul. So please, anyone who like to play, no thank you, came here, let's start to do some exercise. So Gregoria, I'm here. So guys, if someone didn't for now subscribe, please subscribe. I will make those kind of the streams regularly, so it's the second week when I make something similar. I hope that I improve, and I really hope that you guys will enjoy some live streams that will came in the future. Now, live streams that will came in the future. Now, yeah, it's my streams, so I would like to accept this one, and this one. Let's go and play for about 6 to 8 games. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's go for one more. Okay, let's get the 8 players are here also. Their same 09 is here, so let's accept, let's start the simul. And for today I would like to get for something else. So basically, you see, I have some kind of streams where I go strictly for my main opening repertoire. Here today I would like to go for something else, so I will go for some random openings, just, you know, to show you basic concept and the things that are related with these openings. Also, what I like to show you is some kind of a strategy behind those openings. So let's go and start randomly. So I will go for the knight f3 here in one game. In the other, after e4, I would like to get g6. So it's the modern defense. Against e4, let's go again with g6 today. Let's go here with white pieces for a c4. So knight f3, c4. Let's start here maybe with g3, you know, just to show you basic concept. Here we can go with probably something like e4, d4, or knight f3 again. Okay, let's go for knight f3 again. Let's go for c4 again today. And okay, my friends Saporvisky go for a3, so obviously this is not the main theory, it's not the real main move, but you can go for something similar. I don't think that it's quite a good, but you can go for. After knight f3 and d5, if I go for a d4, we will reach mainly the main opening themes. Today it's very popular, especially at a higher level, and something like Grishu, Carlsen and some other guys try to go for b3, bishop b2. You can go for many different things. You can go even for e3 and then bishop e2 and c4. You can go immediately with c4, with d4 as I mentioned. You can go for g3, start to play reverse kind of the positions as I play in the last stream. So we have many different things. For today, let's start with c4. c4, e5, and now again I can go for many different things. Let's start to play some reverse Sicilian. It means I will try to play with white what I can play with black. The only real improvement for me will be that I have the extra tempi. So if I play with reverse colors, I would like to get some pluses, of course, for me. And it's very nice that from the English kind of the opening you can go for the reverse Sicilian, which can be very good for you. Again, c4 is the move which I will try to go for today, and here I would like to go for a bishop g2. Here I would like to get with the bishop on g7, and here after that I would like to get with knight on f3, bishop g7 again, and here c4 as I go in the games before. And now d4. Okay, now white start challenging me in the center. What is here his problem? His problem is that he can do even before without the move a3. So a3 is a clear waste of a time, which can be very annoying for him, because now I will start his queen immediately by playing e takes on d4. Knight f6, I can go for knight f3, I can go for g3, or even for a3, which can be also a very nice move. I'll try to go for a g3 here. Knight f3, and now d6. This is so-called modern defense. So if someone start after the e4 with d6, then knight f6, it will be just a pirk. Here you can try to transpose. Use some kind of the peer kind of the positions and then go for modern kind positions which are very, very close to the peer, but without immediately knight on f6, you can start to hope for something more on the queen side, and this is mainly the thing that here can be very attractive to black. So when I start to be some kind of very, very aggressive with black, which is not quite popular, because at the highest level, you know, the people start first to get and equalize and then start from there. Here, when you play against someone who is 200 points lower rated than you are, then you should go straightforwardly and try to attack him with any kind of the weapons that you have. So I use, because of that, the move d6, and let's go for this move here and hope for that white will get some kind of different positions. Here, Queen d4, if you try to take a look slightly more carefully, will run into reverse kind of the positions from the Scandinavian, where white go for an e4 and then black goes for d5. It looks like to me that this can be very, very connected with theory. So let's see what will happen. c5, and I'll go just for knight c3, d4, and now I can wait and try to transpose to the Banco Gambit, which can be very good for me. So let's go first with g3. Here I will get the main position from the Sicilian, and here, just to show you a couple of possibilities for black, I would like to get the hippo set up, and then I will basically try to explain you when we came to the main position. So let's go with e6. Okay. Now I can get my bishop on c5, I can get my knight on f6. Let's start with bishop c5. Knight c6 and then d4. Now what black wants to do is e5. Please don't allow him to do that immediately, go for a d4. And now again I have here the position which is clearly reverse Sicilian. So black play what white does in the Sicilian, and here we have Marozzi kind of a position after bishop g2. The Marozzi will be if later on black will go for a c5. If he'll go for knight b6, knight c6, then we will have some kind of the accelerated dragon with clear tempi up. So I like to get this kind of the positions, and here I will go for g3 again. c5, and now we can reach a reversed Banco Gambit, which is good if you take a look from the black angle. Here, if you play with white and you get extra tempi, it has to be even better. So this is kind of a thinking process where even in the opening you can try to induce some kind of the advantage for you based on not only the experience, based on the knowledge that you have. So if you know that the Banco Gambit is good for black, then you know also that the reverse kind of the Banco Gambit, which is here mainly on the board with extra tempi for white, has to be even better. So why not to go for it? Knight f3, and now I'll go for the knight f6, of course, g6, just castle. And now I will get for this hippo setup. So let's get first knight e7. Again, I have the option, so let's go for it. g6, bishop g2, b4, let's get a bishop on b6, why not? And here get a knight on f3, okay? And now I have here clear position, which is for me very, very solid. To be honest, I really like those positions because black is directly without any kind of the counter chance. So the only break in the center, e5, that he has after d4 is not possible, and I can even get for b2, b3 in order to get a bishop on b2, and then, you know, to get even more activity on this long diagonal. So it means that I will now increase the pressure, and then after that I'll go for the knight d2 and then go for a c4. b3, knight c3, now I will get for a6, bishop b3, again I'll go for the a6, again castle, and after knight c6 let's castle here. So it's b5, I have to remove my knight, so I don't have anything else but to get on e7, bishop e7, and now I have to get my pieces into play. Let's try to see how to improve the position of my pieces. So I will go with d3, castle, and now d4. Okay, bishop e2, knight will go for g6. Okay, and after a castle, I have here many possibilities. So the main weapon that super GMs trying to play in many games is a3 and b4. I have here very solid move like bishop to d2 and then rook c1 and then knight e4, just to get my knight on c5, or I can get for a bishop e3. If I go for a bishop e3 and then knight e4, at some point knight d4 is something that I don't really like. So here I would like to get for a bishop d2, and let's see what will happen. c3, I'll go for a b6 again. Now I'll go here for sure for a b6, but let's try to explain you. Basically, what I like to get after a6 is b5 if I have developed all other pieces beside of the light square bishop. Here, if white challenging me with a4, I cannot put the pawn on b5, and it is very possible that after something like knight d7, white will go for a5 and get some space there. So I have to figure it out how not to allow him to go for a5, because this will be the positional disaster for me on the queen side. Of course, white will get many space with this pawn, and any kind of the action later on will be not so easy, because he'll just take with a pawn, open the a file, and I can be crushed very easily. So let's go for a b6 there. Here let's go for a bishop b7, now the pawn on e4 is hanging, and after bishop g4 let's go first for h3, just to see where this bishop will going. Oh, this guy is very aggressive. So he go for the h4. Very interesting. What to hope for here? First, h5 and then h6 can be very bad for me, because he'll get many pieces there. Obviously, I cannot allow him to do that. So I have to probably stop, I don't know if h5 or to stop even, I can go for h6 or h5. So if I go for h5, knight g5 is there, a very nice, I think, move for him. Let's go and stick to h6 for now. b4, a3, so this is very popular Banco gambit. Let's go for a bishop b7 here, bishop f3, bishop f3, bishop g4, okay. And now, okay, this bishop can be here good or bad piece. I'll just go for my main idea. So it's to get knight d4, knight c5. So let's go for the rook c1, to support this break. Queen d2, and when white gets this nice looking setup, then go for the h6 if you go for the hippo like this one. Okay, e3, now I can get my pawn to d5, I think, finally, or maybe d6, I'm not really sure. Where is the difference? I'll stop for sure bishop c4 if I go for a d5, but then if I go for d5, he can go for c4 and then force the game to open on the queen side. So let's stick to d6 for now. Yeah, d5. Now, in this kind of the system where black is so, let's say, for now passive, so I just try to develop my pieces without to get any kind of the active counterplay, it is not so good for the opponent to close the center, because now I will get e5, I will close the center, and white lead in the development and better placed pieces are not get any kind of the advantage for him. So it is far better for him to just choose to get the ball slightly in to play and doesn't force any kind of real aggression for now, because I am low, I am out of the space probably, but just slightly. There is no significant advantage for white, and now after e5 I'm really like black here. Okay, knight c6, I can take on b4 or first go for bishop g2, I'll go for... Okay, I can even take on b4 because he will lose a time for defending, or to start taking this pawn. Queen d7, let's go for our main plan. Okay, bishop goes to b2, h5, now I have to get my knight back to f8, d6, and now I can get dc5, dc5, bishop e3. It looks like very nice position for me. Okay, and again e5. So again white lose some kind of the strategy in the center, because, or in this kind of the positions, because again I have very few squares where I can develop my pieces, so I can get just my knights there, then get my bishops there on these long diagonals, and then wait. What will be my main objective advantage here is the fact that I can play on both of the flanks. So basically when I play for knight bd7, I can improve and start attack the pawns, or d4 or on e4 if white misplay his chances. It means that I can get my d7 knight to f6 or my e7 knight to c6 in order to create, you know, mainly the threats against those two pawns. But white for sure has a better position when he managed to defend these pawns. If not, and if he start to be a little bit too active, then it can be a very big problem for him. So rook e8, okay, now I can go for c4 probably. What he'll try to do? c4, okay, and here I go for e5 again. Knight d2, knight d7, of course, knight d2 here, and now I have to develop my pieces, so let's get the bishop on f5 and then knight on e6. So I would like now to get my bishop here, to get my knight here, in order to develop all of the pieces and then start, of course, to get the positions from there. Rook d8, knight c5, I think is probably very good move. Or is there anything else that I have to be cautious? To be honest, in the position like this one, I always have the option to go for the rook c6, because if he takes with the queen, I can take the pawn and then the light square bishop, which can be very good for me, because I probably get the exchange, but for return I get a piece and a pawn, and objective chances for me are based on the fact that I will stay with the two bishops and I will be very active in this position. But for now, let's see, I can go for something like knight c5 also, because if you go for queen c8 I can take on b7, queen b7, knight d5, and I will pin this, I will pin there, I will have all kind of things that are good for me. But if I go for knight c5, he take bishop c5, I take rook c5, then he can go for e4. This is something that I don't really like, because I cannot take bishop takes on f3 and the queen can take my bishop on d2. So I have to be very cautious here, of course. So can I go for a b4? Knight c5, bishop c5, rook c5, e4. Rook takes c6, queen takes c6, knight takes a5. Okay, let's start to get this and see what will happen. c5, bishop goes to e3. Knight with d7, of course. Castle on the long side, and now get my knight on d7 probably, or on e6, probably on d7. Okay, I'll take this one. Okay, let's go for b5. And now after this move, he will get me the square on e5, because now after the exchange on f4, I have my knight there, I have my bishop there, so I will have all of the pieces just prepared for this break. bishop e6, but what is trying to achieve here? If I take on c5, can he take on c4? Probably, but if this is good, I am not sure. Let's try. Okay, f6. Now I have queen b3 check at some point, so I can develop my bishop on e3, I can get my rook back to c2, to c1, or I can even start to do some immediate actions, like b4 can be very attractive now to me. But let's get the bishop e3 first. What is my idea is to get knight e2 and then to control some squares there in the center. Queen f4, my bishop is hanging, so I have to go back. Let's go here, or I can go here. I'm not really sure where I have to go. Probably, okay, let's go here. Let's be active. Bishop c4, okay. I have to take on c6. Bishop takes on f4. Okay. Knight e5. Let's attack the bishop with a tempi. Knight d5. Okay. Now, when the knight is on d5, now there is no need for me to worry about anything, because now e4 is not possible. So I can pin this knight with queen b3. Just, you know, to get maybe this bishop back. Queen b7 is there, very nice move for me. Also, I'm not afraid about taking on e3, because then I will just take with the pawn, and it's very hard to see how he will attack or start attacking this pawn, and not to mention that even the biggest problem for me for him can arrive, because the knight will never reach the d4 square. So let's go for queen b3. King goes to b1, and now I have to decide where to put my king. First, I would like to get my queen out, so let's play for the queen e7. e6, okay. And now, what I can do now to improve the position that I have here? So, I would like to get my pieces on the best possible squares. If I get my knight on c3, he will not be in my favor, because then I will just close my dark square diagonal there, and also this knight from c3 cannot improve. So I was thinking that here something like queen d3, knight d2, knight f3 can be better. This bishop will always be in his way here, so I would like first to remove this bishop to g2, and after, yeah, e takes on f3. Can I take on b7? Okay. I'll just take the bishop. It is always nice. b6. Rook c6, queen c6, and I don't have enough for any kind of the breaks, so I have to go back. Okay. Knight d4, okay. Now where to put my king? To go and castle on the long side or on the short side? Knight f5 is the idea. I can go for the queen e5 immediately here, just to stop and doesn't allow him to get anywhere. This should be very nice move. Let's go for queen e5. Knight c4, and then I'll just castle there. Okay, knight e7, knight now goes to d2 and then on f3, so this is better move. And here I want to get my rooks on most active squares, so let's go for rook d1 first, then rook c1, and then we'll see from there. Here, after this move, what I can try to do is to get queen on c2. Okay. Now this is a check, and then on a8 this is just a winning for me, so it's clear mistake for black. Knight e3, f take on e3, knight e4, of course, but where to put this knight now? Let's start to do some action there. So the best possible way of playing here will be to get my knight on e5. In order to do that, I probably have to go with the knight on d7 at some point. My idea here can be to get b5 and then knight c8, knight b6, knight d7, but this is very slow, so I have to figure it out something else. E5 is for now very critical square, because if I manage to block this square, at some point I will have very nice attacking chances against this pawn on e4. If I don't manage to get a nice attack on this pawn, and first of all stop him from advancing e4, e5, then white eventually will break with e5 and probably get better position for himself. So now I have to be very cautious and find some direct way how to play here. h6 and g5 can be good, and then knight g6, knight e5, but this is also not possible, because if I break with g5 then f5 square will be very bad, and knight f5 at some point can be critically wrong for me. So this is something that I have to excuse. Now let's see what else I can try here. So obviously my worst piece is this knight on e7, and I have to find a way how to get this knight in a play. So can we go for something like king g8, which is slow but is possible, then to go for knight g8, knight f6, knight e7, knight g4 or something similar. So let's try. It can be very annoying for me if white has something aggressive, but if not, it can be very good for me. Queen a5, okay, but now the pawn on a7 is hanging, so yeah, you see, queen takes, knight takes, bishop takes on e7, and white is probably much better, so let's go for that. Queen f3, and now castle on the long side, I think. Or is there anything better here? Can I remove my queen because knight c4 is possibility? What if I get my queen? Okay, the pawn on b7 is hanging, so I have to find out how to defend it. Let's go and castle there. Oh, did I miss knight c6? Because queen is on e5. Yeah, probably I am. Bad for me. c5. Now you have to just be cautious not to allow e4, because then we can have a triple pawns on e4, e3 and e2, and this is something that we just doesn't want to see. So knight d2 is here possibility, but you see here this is not possible because this bishop will take a pawn on e2, so I have to be very cautious also here. Let's see. If I allow e4 and then I take on e4, how he will take this pawn? It cannot be so easy task for him. So he will have to reroute the pieces. Okay, let's start to allow him that. Let's start some actions on the queen side. Yeah, and now I just take a pawn. Yeah, I overlooked this one. And I stay without the queen. But okay, I get two pieces, and let's see. Rook f3, knight g8. It happens when you start to talking too much, and then you lose the concentration. So it's a part of a play. Knight f3. Okay, and let's go back with my bishop. But where to get my bishop now? I can get on a3, but then knight c4. It's not good. I can get bishop to b4, but then he'll get the knight on c6 back. So I was thinking that bishop d6 can be the best possible way, but then also knight c4 is possible. What if I go for first bishop b4, and then when he came on c6 to go back on d6. Let's try. Bishop h3. Okay, now I'm not in the problems for now. I can go for b4, rook h3, okay, and then I'll go for knight f6. It is a check, so king goes to b8, or yep, okay, knight e4, and now knight e5. Okay, knight c4, but now my knight is protected, so I can go for b3. Okay, okay, and now I have two pieces for a queen. It's probably not enough, but let's play on. Let's go for knight e5, trying to get knight c3 if it's possible. Okay, knight b7. Now I can improve the position of my queen. Let's check him on c4, and then on queen e2, just go for knight d7, queen d3, and now I want to put my knight on g4. This is really a nice square for this knight. Okay, okay. Rook f7. Now, it can be interesting if I manage to get something like knight e5, because fe5 can open the f file at some point, has to be very cautious and cannot remove his king so easily. So I'm trying to think about to improve the position of my rooks. Maybe to go for a rook c2 for a first. Let's see. h4, okay, now I can get my bishop on c5, I think. Okay. b4. Yeah, the play on the queen side by a4 and b4 is not critical, because what those pawns can do on the queen side. If he goes for a5, I block the queen side with b5. If he goes for b5, I will just block the queen side with a5. So it means that those pawns are very slow, and after the center is closed, his queen side play is not, I think, good enough. So probably you'll see that after f5 later on I will get very big initiative on the king side. First of all, I would like to castle, and then after knight to e3 I can go for the knight e5, I think, here, which can be very nice for me. Okay, queen to g3. Now he wants to take this one. And the knight is hanging, so I have to find a way how to defend everything, probably by playing knight e6. Okay, rook c8, very good. And d4, can I start to attack his center now? Start. And now f5, so this move is now very bad, because now the pawn can be very exposed at h4. Then second of all, you don't want to play on the side where you are clearly worst, because all my pieces, you see, can very easily join the play on the king side. It's some kind of the king's Indian base kind of structure there on the table, so it means that white just should be worst on the king side much, and it means that he has to go straight forward for a play on the queen side. So after f5, now it's a critical position for him. Here, okay, now This bishop b5 doesn't allow me to take here, but I can go for a knight at d4. Let's start take this bishop. And when he takes here, I somehow think that all my problems are gone away, because now without the dark square bishop it is hard for him to create anything on the king side. And after c5 I can just take on c5, take on d5. First let's take on d5, take on d4, f4. Now the bishop on b5 is hanging, but my knight on e5 then is hanging. So what we can do? I cannot get this knight anywhere, so I would like to get this bishop. Okay, let's go back. And then just, you know, when you have the position like this one, this is close, as I mentioned, something like the best position in the King's Indian, where black just wants to smash white on the king side, and for the time that white offers black to get some of the active play on the king side, he gets his own chances on the queen side. The problem here for white on the queen side in the long run is that he doesn't have a clear targets, because he don't have the c4, c5 pawn, which has to be there in order to get significant play on the queen side. And then second of all, I have pretty easy task, because even this pawn is not on h2 but on h4, and you will see now for a quite few next moves how this pawn will be bad and how easily I can create very big problems for him on the king side. First of all, I would like to close the game on the king side, because then I will completely cut mainly all the minor pieces that are on the queen side, this bishop and the knight, from getting into a defense on the king side, and in the long run I will secure for me very clear chances on the king side. So f4, b5 now. Okay, let's take this one. I can't do anything else but just take this one. And here we have very interesting position. Now I can take bishop e4, and after d takes e4 I can take d takes c5 and get a clear pawn. But is this enough for me here? Because at some point he'll go for I don't know, maybe queen c7, knight will be under attack, and my pawn on c5 can be under attack. I will be without the light square bishop, so it looks like it is not enough. But what else if I don't go for this kind of a setup? Yeah, maybe the idea by taking on e4, d takes on e4, d takes on c5, queen c7, queen d6, is this a possibility? So I take on e4, d takes on e4, d takes on c5, queen c7, and then queen d6, and then I get very nice outpost on d6. I attack the queen. If he takes, I'll get a pawn on d6. Okay, this knight will be somehow closed, because, you know, it will be hard to get my knight anywhere, not to lose the bishop on b2, but I will have pretty nice results in the way of pushing him with this d pawn. So let's try to get this position. Bishop e4. Yeah, and now bishop b2. This is also very bad, obviously, very bad move, because what this bishop now means on b2. On c1 at some point maybe sacrifice this bishop, or maybe just, you know, get bishop d2, bishop e1, start covering some squares.